Why didn't Chris Brown's career end? Let's go ahead and check that out.
It's impossible to forget the 2009 incident where he physically assaulted his girlfriend Rihanna, who, as we know, was and still is one of the most popular stars of the past decade. Some of you from that moment on were never a fan of Chris Brown again. And while it did leave a stain on his reputation, being forever associated with this disgraceful incident basically didn't hurt his career at all. Today, Chris Brown has over 50 million monthly listeners, has more gold records than Elvis, and is still selling out stadiums all over the world. Just last week, he posted on Instagram about how people still hate him for a mistake he made at 17. But Chris Brown has made a mistake almost every year for the past decade. He seemingly isn't a changed man. So why didn't his career end? Today, you will find out exactly why.
Chris Brown was doing that little loosey ass shits, bro, at the end of his shit, right? Little ass Caesar Leon ass haircut, bro. God damn.
You will find out exactly why.
He done pressed this shit like he was like Young Jock or something.
By early 2009, Chris and Rihanna were considered a music industry hitmaker power couple. Rihanna had 2 #1 hits, SOS and Umbrella, along with a number of hits.
Umbrella was a crazy hit when that shit came out, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. When Umbrella came out, everybody and a mama was bumping that shit, bro.
Such as Ponder Replay, Unfaithful, Don't Stop the Music, Shut Up and Drive, Disturbia, which was actually written by Chris Brown, Take a Bow, and many others. Chris also had 2 #1 songs, his debut Run It and Kiss Kiss, along with other hits like Say Goodbye, Gimme That, Yo, Take You Down, With You, and Forever. Heading into the 51st Annual Grammy Awards, they were both scheduled to perform separately.
Damn, she looked good in that shiny little cap, bro.
As well as receiving multiple nominations for various categories.
He been in that
However,
shit.
these plans ended abruptly when media outlets reported that the couple would not be attending the red carpet, and their performances were canceled shortly afterward.
When people heard about
this
shit,
morning,
it was like, so what?
Chris had been arrested following a domestic altercation in a rented Lamborghini that left Rihanna's face bloodied, bruised, and swollen. But to fully understand what occurred that night, we must backtrack when the couple initially began dating.
The level to which Chris Brown beat the fuck out of this girl is so bad. It is beat beyond like recognition, bro. Like I remember back when everybody was finding out about this happening for the first time ever, right? This picture was getting shared on Facebook, MySpace, all that shit, because this was before Instagram and all that junk, bro. So when you saw this, you were like, there's no way, that shit gotta be fake, right? And then you find out more about the story, everybody's getting their fucking minds blown, like, Chris Brown did that shit?
Chris and Rihanna were not your typical teenage romance. They couldn't dine at restaurants or book hotel rooms without paparazzi
Rihanna was
parking lot. With so much power, influence, and a lack of privacy at such a young age, things were bound to get ugly. Chris told Rihanna that he wanted to marry her. Before he proposed, he wanted to come clean and admit that he had slept with one of his female assistants. Rihanna was floored. She could no longer trust Chris for hiding this from her for so long, especially since Rihanna asked Chris years ago if he ever slept with
me and get my nut off.
My trust totally was lost with her. You know what I'm saying? She hated me. After that, I tried everything.
Bruh, no way. She had a fucking documentary where he is over here like, bruh, I lost her trust. Yeah, you fucked somebody else, dumbass. What'd you think was gonna happen? You fucked somebody else. That's not your girl. Never cleared his side of the story. Bruh, his side of the story is gonna be some dumb shit, most likely. I swear to God.
Like, we would fight each other. She would hit me, I would hit her. But
his team told him to shut up and say sorry, and everybody low-key forgave him. Oh yeah. Bro, that's what you're supposed to do. When people listen to their teams and that PR shit is really going down, it works. Like, being silent and not talking about it is gonna be better than bringing the shit up. Because if people hear about it less, they're not gonna, you feel me? It's worse for like your perception from the people that already know what's going on. But in a general fucking sense, bro, it's gonna come out a lot better if you don't talk about it at all.
There were actually 2 previous domestic abuse-related incidents.
The gym. Hey, I'm glad you chose to drop by today, though. How's your day been?
In Europe,
so far,
3 months before his arrest. Chris and Rihanna were engaged in a verbal dispute when she slapped him, and he responded by shoving her into a wall. The report also states that in January,
so she did slap the fuck out of him, and then he shoved her into a wall. This is okay.
We're vacationing in Barbados,
but then there's like the fucking
while they were riding
that he did. So that's what I'm trying to find out.
No injuries were reported, but Brown got out of the vehicle and smashed the driver and front passenger side windows. But on February 8th, it all reached a tipping point, and it was about to get bad. Chris, who was 18 at the time, and Rihanna, who was 19, arrived at the executive Clive Davis's legendary pre-Grammy
We don't know how hard
crash.
that wall push was. I think the problem in this situation is Chris Brown can say that some shit happened between both of them a lot, right? But at the end of the day, we only got pictures of Rihanna looking like she got beat the fuck up and not Chris Brown.
She gradually got over it. They drank, laughed, and enjoyed their night before leaving the venue. Up until that point, everything was fine, as Rihanna explained. The couple
So
had
everything
a
was
blast that
chilling.
night.
They
On
had
the
a
drive
good
home,
one.
Rihanna discovered a lengthy
Rihanna
text
been
message on
beefing.
Chris's
Yeah,
phone
she
from
been
the woman they
beefing.
had encountered earlier that night. Chris claimed he never saw the message, but Rihanna felt like she caught him.
Up until that point, everything was fine. We had a blast. He was driving him home. Rihanna discovered a lengthy text from his ex-paramour. What the fuck does that mean?
In a lie, and he
Oh,
wouldn't tell
assistant.
the
Okay,
truth.
okay,
She
okay,
wouldn't
okay.
drop the issue and couldn't accept that he could be lying to her. Rihanna felt like Chris's back was against the wall, and it caused him to get enraged and become violent. Chris, on the other hand,
shit.
offered a different story. Off top, she thought I was lying. She starts going off, she throws the phone, I hate you, whatever, whatever. Starts hitting me, we're in a new Lamborghini. You know, she's fighting me, and
Why the fuck is PatrickCc saying it for him? He got the video of Chris Brown saying all the words that he's saying over him right now.
I'm like, look,
The fuck?
I'm telling you the truth, I swear to God. You know I'm
tell
telling
you
you
the truth, I swear to
stop
God.
it. So then she hits me a couple more times, and I just
It doesn't go.
Bro, why did you read that for him? Bro, you can literally hear Chris in the background saying every fucking word. Bro, what are you, a fucking voice actor? What does that for?
From translation to let's sit down, I'm telling you the truth, it goes to now I'm finna be mean and be evil.
So then I remember she like tried to kick me. It's like her just being upset.
It wasn't his
But then I
assistant.
already
Looked it up. Wasn't me.
hit
Wasn't
her
me.
with the
Who
closed
did it?
fist, like I punched her, you know, and it busted her lip.
And when I saw it, I was in shock. Like, fuck, why did I hit her like that?
So from there,
That means partner.
she just
Oh
hit my
shit, so
face.
it's his ex-bitch.
She
Oh
literally faced my
shit.
And it enraged
So he found
me
a big
more,
ass sex from,
it's a
like, his
real-on
ex-bitch
fight
then.
in a
Oh,
car.
okay.
We driving in the street. So then
Now
I'm
it
like,
makes a
yo.
lot more sense.
Hey, y'all, we tripping. what
It's
the-
like X
what
period,
we
yeah.
doing?
Chris
I don't
says
even know
that
why
he
they said
didn't start the
ex-paramour.
verbal
They
or
said
physical
ex.
fight, but he does
They just
admit
wanna
that
be
he
fancy.
retaliated violently, and that was wrong. According to the detective statement, Rihanna made frantic calls and texts to her staff after Chris allegedly threatened to assault her when they arrived home. The outrage only angered Brown more, and he continued his barrage of punches as the vehicle swerved.
Barrage is crazy, bro. A barrage of punches, bro? Chill, gang. Damn. You over here looking like, hold on. Like you that motherfucker from JoJo. Chill. Damn.
All Rihanna could think to herself was, when is it going to stop? Eventually, Chris pulled over. Rihanna ripped the keys out of the ignition and pretended to throw them out the window, forcing Chris to exit the vehicle. While searching for the keys, Rihanna yelled,
So she
"Help,
had his ass
he's
looking
trying
like
to kill
Light Boy
me."
from
A
Sky
neighbor
High.
heard Rihanna's screams and immediately dialed 911. Frustrated, Chris walked home while Rihanna remained there until
Why Chris look mad as hell? He got his lips extra just pursed the fuck up right now. He looked like he mad as fuck that people think he did that shit.
authorities arrived. After their Grammys appearance was canceled,
Like,
the public
damn.
soon learned about the truth regarding what occurred earlier that day.
Not gonna lie,
Following the
she
news
acted
leaking
smart.
to the
She's
media
smart as fuck.
publications, TMZ released a photo of Rihanna where she sustained
Like,
visible
Rihanna about
injuries.
smart as
Someone in
shit,
the police
bro.
department leaked the photo. Rihanna described this person as a very nasty woman who thought a check was more important than morals. If Chris's situation wasn't bad before, the visual representation of his actions made it significantly worse.
That's the point. If it wasn't bad, even if she hit him back, right? We don't got a video like this of Chris Brown. How the fuck is anybody gonna listen to your side of the story when your girl look like this? You feel me? It's like you look fine and like nothing happened, but she looked like that. And he was driving like, damn, yeah. How you gonna beat somebody ass like this and shit? Like trying to turn on I-95, bro. Left turn signal, please. That's fucked up. And kind of funny if you know. Yo, if he took turns and didn't fuck up once, that's actually kind of impressive shit. Fucker uses turn signal and everything.
He eventually turned himself into the authorities and was booked.
Not to
under
say it's
suspicion
positive, it's
of
just
making
very
criminal
impressive
threats.
if he uses
It's
turn
important to
signal
keep
while
in
he was
mind
doing
that
that
we
shit.
didn't truly hear Chris's side of the story until 2017, nearly 10 years later, because he chose to publicly admit his wrongdoings with this apology he uploaded to the internet.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Chris Brown. Since February, my attorney has advised me not to speak out. Although I would do some interviews and answer some questions in the future, I felt it was time that you heard directly from me that
Why does he look like that?
He carried that same
Bruh, I don't know why. In this little apology, he kind of looked like the kid from Reese's Pieces. Boy, if you don't get your big what's that, where it at, what's that, punch it out, boy. I swear to God, they got the same barber, bitch.
Some questions in the future. I felt it was time that you heard directly from me that I am sorry.
He carried that same sentiment to court as he pleaded guilty to felony assault. In August of 2009,
do you take
Chris
music
received
suggestions?
5
Not
years
really.
of probation. He was ordered to attend 1 year of
Music
domestic
suggestions,
violence
much less.
counseling and undergo 6 months of community service. After the trial, Rihanna broke her silence.
I fell in love with that person. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that that's the type of person that I fell in love with.
He's so
bad. So unconditional that I went back.
On average, I think
She
it
is
takes a
bad,
woman 7 times
bro.
before she leaves.
8 or 9,
Fuck.
actually. I don't want that to happen.
Difficult for you to hear Rihanna say those things?
It is. It's real difficult. It hurts, but it's just
It hurts, but it's
just
true.
something that I have to be responsible for because I'm responsible for my actions.
He did the right thing by admitting his wrongdoings, but he still
yeah.
lost sponsorships, bookings, and radio play. Despite the back
Nah, he didn't lose a single sponsorship. Sponsors heard that he was beating the shit out of Rihanna and they were like, yo, bro, Everlast want to sponsor you, bro. We got gloves. You want to go round 2? Everlast sponsor around the corner, bro. You might have lost somebody else, but we could get you right real quick. Come on now, Zip, please.
backlash, he decided to release an album in 2009, Graffiti, which debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 200 and sold 102,000 copies in the first week. This is still his worst performing album,
got an
but it's
Everlast
also
sponsor
easily
on
his
deck.
worst sounding album. At the time, people thought his career was ruined, but actually, this was only a minor setback. Chris was about to dominate for the next decade, and although he claimed he was going to change his actions,
See, it's just now he isn't sponsored by Everlast anymore. Now he got that Prime sponsorship because they sponsored the UFC and you know he was doing body blows on that shit.
that couldn't be further from the truth.
I have sought and I'm continuing to seek help to ensure that what occurred in February can never happen again. And as I sit here today, I can tell you that I will do everything in my power to make sure that it never happens again. And I promise that.
Chris was never blackballed from the music industry. Just 1 year after pleading guilty, he was booked to perform a Michael Jackson tribute at the 2010 BET Awards. During the performance, he famously began crying and fell to his knees while singing Jackson's Man in the Mirror.
Oh, you a pussy. Ain't no way he started
His
crying during
breakdown
Man in the
sparked a
Mirror,
positive
fam.
reaction as viewers and celebrities alike praised his
I know
ability
he
to
was
be
crying during
vulnerable while honoring
Man
his
in
idol.
the Mirror.
This performance completely changed the public perception of him. Those tears won over the hearts of his
It's
fans
his
and
idol.
haters. They
It's his idol, and he still beat the fuck out of Rihanna. I don't, bro. Like I'm the type of person, bro, that if you do that bad of a thing, that's the only thing I could think of a lot of the time, bro. I'm all for separating the art from the artist. He be sliding on, hey yo, got my bitches in the back streets, and hey yo. That's all I'm thinking of, bro. You done turned the whole fucking song into an act of aggression every time I listen to the shit now, man.
They thought everyone deserves a second chance, especially someone as talented as Chris Brown. Coming off the positive press, Chris released another hit called Deuces. The 3 times platinum single was
Deuces,
remixed
'cause
by
you a
some of the
piece of
biggest
shit,
names in
like-
hip-hop, including Drake, Kanye West, Andre 3000,
Bro, he getting called a piece of shit and named the album after it. That's crazy.
and Rick Ross. Chris thought the world forgave him, and in February 2011, Rihanna's restraining order against Chris was eased as a judge allowed the two to have contact with each other. But the world didn't forget, which made him very angry.
Have you been able to? How have you been able to?
Bro, what the
How
fuck
did
is
that-
he wearing on his shoes right now? What shoes is this dude wearing right now? Bitch, you fly to fly away? Bro got them Hermes 11s on right now. Bit about to start viewing that shit. Bitch, y'all ever seen the movie Hercules, fam? Y'all remember that motherfucker that used to deliver messages and shit? He got the same kicks on. That bitch got wings on the side. His ass just going vroom. Every single time he got somebody called his ass. Boy,
I
no.
think this album is what I want people to hear and want people to really get into. So definitely this album is what I want them to talk about and not the kind of stuff that happened.
Can
2
you
years
never
ago.
ever
After
speak
this
again? Why?
agitated
Because I'm
interview,
funny,
Chris stormed
motherfucker?
off the Good Morning America set, screaming down the hallway. He allegedly threw a chair at his dressing room window, which caused the glass to shatter on the street below, ripped his shirt off, and taunted one of the producers before ultimately leaving the studio where he was photographed on the street after lashing out. Later that day, he posted a now-deleted tweet that read, "I'm so over people bringing this past shit up, yet we praised Charlie Sheen and other celebs for their bullshit." Chris appeared
Yeah, but Charlie Sheen was off the coke, just becoming a tiger and shit. Like, Bro, the difference between you and Charlie Sheen is that Charlie Sheen didn't do shit to nobody. His ass was off the coke talking about, I'm on Tiger Blood, bitch. Like, right, so what if he on Tiger Blood? He ain't hurting nobody. He just a weird dude. You over here beating the fuck out of the lady that made Umbrella Ella like she did some shit.
In an interview days later and apologized for his outburst. Luckily for Chris, he found one woman who was there for
I would not want to hang out with Mr. Brown.
Karrueche Tran. They had been private about their relationship, but were seen together a lot in early 2011 until the pair ultimately decided to make their relationship officially public. Chris then dropped his 2011 album Fame, which stood for Forgiving All My Enemies. The album was a major success, with hit singles like Look at Me Now and Yeah ×3. Chris was able to sell 270,000 copies first week and earned his first #1 album. The next year he dropped Fortune, which would be his second #1 album. Back-to-back #1s proved that Chris Brown's music was good enough to look beyond his demons. It also helped that every
it was like, yo, he better beat the shit out of Rihanna, but hey, yo, oh, my bitches got good hair. Come on now, bro. They were like, hey, yo, immediately.
The artist in the industry was totally fine with working with him, but he was about to get the biggest cosign that would fundamentally restore his reputation. That would come from Rihanna. Chris appeared on the remix of Rihanna's song Birthday Cake. In return, Rihanna featured on Turn Up the Music. The records were very controversial due to their past. Rihanna said she didn't understand the controversy. She didn't see how people could think it was a bad thing.
Rihanna, what you mean you don't see how people could take that as a bad thing? He don't beat the shit out of you, girl. What the fuck is you talking about? No way she's like, oh, I don't understand how people could have taken that bad. Shit, he beat the fuck out of me, took my tracks out my hair. My weave is sitting in the goddamn street right now, but hey, shit. Come on now, shut the fuck up.
Chris, but she took it a step further when she went on Oprah to publicly speak on their relationship.
He made that mistake because he needed help, and like, who's gonna help him?
Bro, I don't care how much help he need. He beat the fucking bricks off of you, man. That's the thing. She forgave him, but at that time, I could still give him the side eye. I'm giving him the side eye right now.
Nobody's gonna say he needs help.
Oprah giving him like the ultimate fucking
without looking at the source, and I was more concerned about him.
That is really powerful. Have you forgiven him?
Nah.
I have forgiven him.
Why?
The person who was undoubtedly the victim in the situation has forgiven the assailant. That was enough for fans to fully embrace Chris again.
You know, man, like I said, man, people make mistakes, and if Rihanna's
nah, for real though, he did and still does need help. The motherfucker needs Jesus.
willing to forgive Chris, then everybody else need to mind their business and forgive Chris too.
It seemed ludicrous for fans to hold this over Chris's head when Rihanna herself felt compassion for him. Chris and Karrueche ended up
but I don't fuck with no wife beaters. Like, bro, she got Stockholm, shit. Like, since when do people forgive the person that beat the fuck out their wife because the wife got Stockholm syndrome now and she don't? Like, bro, that's some Stockholm ass shit.
Splitting up during this time. Chris shared his struggles with loving 2 women at the same time.
You know, when you share history with somebody, then you tend to fall in love with somebody else.
It's weird.
It's kind of difficult. You know what I'm saying?
Rihanna and Chris began dating again. He made a mistake and he's paid his dues, Rihanna says. Because of her support and their rekindled relationship, his reputation to the public was fully restored. And for the next 10 years, he would have a wildly successful career despite a long list of criminal charges. In January of 2013, Chris got into a verbal altercation with Frank Ocean over...
With Frank Ocean, bro, Frank Ocean is one of the most chill dudes in all of rap. He just be talking about being bisexual and sucking dick half the time. Hey, no way you beefing with Frank fucking Ocean.
Parking space, calling him a homophobic slur, and then punched him in the face while 2 of Brown's friends jumped in. Chris was captured in public wearing a hard cast on his right hand days later, with no explanation for his injury.
Why you hating on Frank Ocean for being gay, bro? It's fucking Frank Ocean. Did you expect him to be straight? Literally half of his songs are about sucking dick and pussy at the same time. Like, he played both sides of the fucking team. He has not made that shit a secret ever.
Ultimately chose to not press charges. Later on in 2013, Brown was arrested for felony assault in Washington, D.C., where he and his bodyguard, Christopher Hollisey, were involved in a physical altercation with 2 men outside
not in
of
my
the
spot.
W
I can't
Hotel.
spark in the one next to it.
He was still on probation from the 2009 Rihanna assault. He would plead guilty to this assault in 2014. 1 month later, he was booted from a rehab facility after smashing his mother's car window during a family session. In early 2014, a judge ordered...
Yo, god damn it, Chris, bro. You smashing your mama windows? What did your mama do, Chris? She didn't deserve all that shit.
In early 2014, a judge ordered Chris Brown to stay another 2 months in a Malibu rehab, where doctors blamed the R&B singer's violent past on previously undiagnosed PTSD and bipolar disorder.
Look, Brad, there's no way you're seeing like fucking Vietnam flashbacks and then just, god damn, bro. I'm trying to see this PTSD fucking attack that he got. I mean, I'm not defending it, but it kind of makes sense. He could have been beat as a kid. Oh yeah, I got beat as a kid too. I just didn't beat my girlfriend after.
They said he was responding to the treatment well. In May of 2014, Chris Brown was ordered to spend 131 days in Los Angeles County Jail by a superior court judge in California after the singer admitted to violating the terms of his probation, but he was released after 60 days. Then he released his album X, which sold 146,000 copies first week and debuted #2 on the Billboard Hot 100. In January of 2015, his probation was revoked after...
Yo, imagine being locked up, being on probation, you got all this bullshit and you still #2 on the charts. No way, you got all this shit going on. Yo, but I'm still charting though. God damn.
After he left the Los Angeles County area to host a private party that led to 5 people getting shot. Him and Carucci finally break up for good in 2015 when she found out that Chris impregnated another woman. In May of 2015, a man alleged that Chris hit him after an argument over a basketball game at the Palms Casino Resort, but Chris denied and the alleged victim didn't press charges. He dropped his 2015 album Royalty, selling 184,000 units first week, and debuted #3 on the Billboard Hot 200. In January...
Damn, this man do not miss. Bro, does Chris Brown ever fucking miss? It feels like every single fucking time he drops a new fucking album, should go straight to #1 and 2. Shit.
Brown was investigated by the police in Los Angeles after a woman alleged that
he
beat her and stole her cell phone during a party at the Palms Casino Resort. He was not charged. In June of 2016, he's sued by his ex-manager Mike G and claimed that Chris Brown brutally attacked him, punching him 4 times in the face and neck. This matter was settled out of court in 2019. In August 2016, a woman called the police and claimed that Chris threatened her with a gun outside of his home. He repeatedly...
Why the fuck is Chris Brown pulling up with a gun? You could just hire somebody to do that shit. You could afford that shit, Mr. Brown.
Proclaimed his innocence and was eventually arrested and later released from jail on a $250,000 bail. But he sued the woman for defamation and won. Through incriminating text messages, the woman told her friend, "Don't you know this freak Chris Brown is kicking me out of his house because I called his friend's jewelry fake?"
Oh, I remember this shit. No, Chris was in the right on this one. Chris was in the right on. I think I remember this one. This lady was at Chris's crib talking a bunch of bullshit. He kicks her out. She don't want to leave. Then it's just a whole commotion happened off of that.
My Uber is messing up. If not, I'm going to set him up and call the cops and say that he tried to shoot me, and that will teach him a lesson. I'm going to set his ass up. Him winning this suit is huge because it's...
By the way, that is the most fucked up text. How the fuck does that text end with a LOL? Yo, we gonna set his ass up. We gonna get his ass 25 to life. LOL, bitch. Oh my God. That ending to that message was crazy. I ain't gonna cat with you, my boy. I am not gonna cat with you.
Started to put into question how many times he could have been falsely accused because of his status. And because of his past, his character continued to be defaced by allegations highlighted by the media, as many of his crimes were dropped due to people not pressing charges or lack of evidence. In April of 2017, Tampa police said Brown allegedly sucker punched a 28-year-old club promoter during a paid appearance. The charges were dropped due to insignificant evidence. His ex Carucci filed a 5-year restraining order against Chris and won. Tran claimed that after the couple broke,
and then his mama died, and then his dog died, and then his dog got fucking cancer after he died. He got revived just to get cancer. How the fuck does it get worse, bruh? Every single time this motherfucker Pat say something about this man Chris Brown, it just gets worse.
Brown demanded that she return diamond rings and other gifts that she had received during their relationship. When she refused, Brown reportedly texted her, "I'm not being nice to you no more. If I see you out in public again and I'm there, I will make you hate me even more. Don't be anywhere I'm out in public. I'm going to ban you from all events." In another text, he allegedly wrote, "Bitch, I will beat the shit out of you. And I promise you I will make your life hell." In February, Tran claimed in a sworn statement that Brown had previously punched me in my stomach twice and pushed me down the stairs. In separate reports, Chris allegedly threatened to kill her. In January 2019, authorities in Paris detained Chris, his bodyguard, and a friend on potential charges of aggravated rape and drug infractions. A woman filed a complaint with the police alleging she was assaulted in his suite at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Chris and his associates were released from custody without charge just 2 days later. Paris authorities kept the investigation open, and Chris retaliated by following a defamation lawsuit against the woman. In the summer of 2019, Chris dropped his
I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Mr. Brown, you gotta start giving yourself this little goofy. Boy, if you don't get your goddamn, would you like to extend your car's warranty? Look at that, boy. Boy, if you don't get your bag, would you like it trimmed up to the top? Head out, boy. If you don't get your bag, all right, sister, we're about to dye your shit and it's about to be beautiful. Head out, boy. God damn.
His 9th studio album, Indigo. His criminal past seemingly once again had no effect on his commercial sales, as Indigo debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, making it his 3rd #1 album. I stopped in 2019, but every year he seems to have a major allegation or arrest.
I swear to God, this jit PatrickCc be looking like a very trendy librarian.
An or violent man is fully self-inflicted. Every 6 months to a year, there's a news story about him punching someone or being violent towards someone. So is this narrative really about the Rihanna incident or repeated behavior? And for him to complain seems odd, because his career has never been held up. He's never fallen off, and he's never been blackballed. 3 #1 albums, 114
He's just too good to blackball, apparently.
100, 11.
Yo, that's advice to everybody at home. You can beat the shit out of people, you can beat the fuck out of your girlfriend, but damn jit, these are some hits.
Top 10 hits and nearly 200 million
God damn, you got the party jumping.
Make
sure to go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's reaction. Have a great day, motherfucker.